Welcome to the Healing Place Energy School. My name is Helen Chin Liu. I am a certified reflexologist, certified energy medicine practitioner, a Reiki master and teacher, and also the owner of the Healing Place Energy School. I want to welcome you tonight for another snappy and lively live Reiki meditation, healing meditation. And I'm going to introduce my co-hostess, I should say co-mistress, Reiki mistress, the incredible
Hi.
Robin Bornstein.
Hi, everyone.
So, how are you all doing tonight? We are so excited. We invited a guest, one of our favorite, I would say, energy healer. She is a aromatherapist. Uh, Rashida, let me introduce Sheeda Bowman. And I'm going to let Rashida just give you a rundown. What does she do besides she's another kick butt healer?
Hey guys, hi everyone. Thank you, Helen and Robin, for asking me to join your call today. I am a certified holistic practitioner, Reiki master. I've been practicing Reiki for years. Also, I'm certified in Shambhala Reiki and Kundalini Reiki as well. I have certifications in body talk and other different modalities over the course of the years. So I'm just happy to be here to share with like-minded women today.
Oh my gosh. You know, I am always amazed when I meet healers. I think everybody has, not just the official healers, but everyone's a healer. And I'm just so impressed with everyone I meet on this journey. And one of the topics that we decided to talk about is Robin and I was starting a discussion last week, and then Rashida jumped in. We were talking about scarcity, or how do you attract abundance? And before you know it, we're all doing this all at the same time. So I would love to get, and feel free, everybody, if you have some thoughts about scarcity and how that has, I would say, eat away at your life, where you feel like you can't break this cycle of stuckness, this is a great time to jump in. So, does anybody, either Robin or Rashida, do you want to talk about your definition of scarcity and what does it mean to you?
I'll go. I think scarcity for me means, it's feeling like I'm missing something. Either the fear of missing out or the fear of not having enough. And I mean, in an economic or a spiritual or emotional way of thinking about scarcity, you can have feelings of scarcity one day and you may not have it the next day. It depends on your emotional state of mind. I feel it can be a state of mind as well.
And what's your thoughts, Rashida?
So to kind of piggyback off of Robin, I agree with you because scarcity is definitely an emotion. But I also, if we always can remember when it comes to holistic medicine that everything has a feeling behind it, an emotion, but everything has a frequency behind it. So scarcity is a frequency of a lack of, is a frequency that it resonates of having a lack of something. So almost like a FOMO, fear of missing out, sort of deal as well. So again, it's all about frequency when it comes to anything that we're dealing with on the holistic level, on the emotional level, a spiritual level.
And then I'm also thinking, even people who, I would say that wealthy people or very famous people, even though they have everything, all the material possessions in the world, I'm just amazed as I'm watching some of these actors and actresses or musicians, they're like, what is it in their life that it's missing? So I'm astonished when people always think of scarcity that's related to material possessions.
It's true. And you can also think about the people who have nothing, who feel like they're not missing anything.
And they feel so rich.
And they feel so blessed.
Yes. And
so it's not always an economic scarcity does not always mean you're missing out economically or financially. It's definitely an internal spiritual frequency, like Rashida said. It's a feeling.
Yes, absolutely.
Economically, yeah, economics are important too. Having financial stability is important, but also having that other mental mindfulness piece of feeling whole.
Yeah, because scarcity, when you think of it, it's such a broad word. And if you think about it, it's almost like, do I have lack of my self-worth? Lack of, am I worthy enough? Lack of, am I powerful enough? Am I strong enough? So scarcity is the opposite of all of those things of being strong, being powerful, of those frequencies. So understanding that and really a lot of it comes with also the awareness that, oh my gosh, I do have a scarcity. So that's a big wake-up call when someone do realize that they do have a scarcity and what area the scarcity is actually in too.
Yeah, that's true. Because one of the things that when I think of scarcity, I think about how, as just the human nature, we compare ourselves with other people. So when we start to think somebody has it better than we do, I think that brings on a lot of fears. Um, Here's a good example. I'm going to tell a quick story. My neighbor one time said to me, I had a Helen day. And I go, what the hell does that mean you had a Helen day? And she says, I did A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, she's calling that a Helen day. She's very proud of herself because she did a lot of things that day. And and then what I pointed out to her, even though I do a lot of things, I can't, and I started to tell her about my mental anguish, what I had to do to be able to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's not a free ride.
That's a great example. Someone once pointed out to me one time when I was, it was a babysitter that I had. She was an older woman. She was a wise older woman, and she was watching my kids one day, and I came home frazzled. I hadn't finished my to-do list. And she looked at me and she's like, you try to do too much. She's like, you should be happy if you get one thing done a day because you're so busy. And I thought to myself, wow, that's a great way of looking at my feeling of not being able to do enough, feeling accomplished, which it was a feeling of scarcity that I wasn't able to do as much as I needed to do as a mother, as a wife, as a, homeowner, as a friend, as a daughter, I couldn't get it. I couldn't get everything done. And she said, if you get one thing done, that's good. But again, that's not the Helen method, right?
Nope. Here I am thinking, what would happen if, okay, here's a thought of, because my scarcity is time. That's what I am really afraid of, that I am going to run out of time, not resources, but time. And I think to myself, what would I do if I actually ran out of time? And I probably would say, I don't know. I don't know. So each one of us has a very different definition of scarcity. And what do you do to recognize it? What are your thoughts about that, Rashida?
So it's funny because it reminds me back when I had just graduated college, and in my head, the feeling of I made it was I felt like I deserve a brand new car because I graduated college. I got a degree, and that came with college. So I didn't deserve a used car. I needed a brand new car.
Oh, brand new car.
I needed a brand new car because that meant I made it. I got a degree and I did something big. So I went and I went everywhere searching for a car. The first dealership, it fell through. So then I went to the second dealership and I end up paying, which I didn't know at the time, top dollar. I
Top dollar.
paid the sticker price and didn't realize.
Oh man.
Ouch. Ah.
Yeah, because they asked me, well, how much can you afford in payments? They didn't. So I didn't know anything about negotiation. So I basically found out later I paid top dollar, but I drove away with the car, and I felt good. I did. I mean, if all you know, you got that new the new smell that a new car has. It does have a really great smell. So I felt good.
So isn't that
Wait a minute though. But 6 months down the road,
yeah?
it was just another car. A year down the road, it was another car. I didn't have that same feeling anymore, and I needed to figure out how to get another feeling again like that. So I was looking for
Wow.
the next thing of what I could get to try to give me that feeling again. And I think a lot of times we look for that in material stuff too. We're always looking for that end of goal, that end goal. And once we get it, it's like, what's next?
Yeah, it's so funny. Like because my scarcity is about time. I am so happy when I do something out of my normal schedule, like wash my refrigerator out. I cannot tell you how happy I am if I do that once a year. So that's my benchmark, knowing that I had a little extra time.
That's great.
So anyway, so and what about you, Robin? What's your benchmarks? What is your scarcity breaker?
My scarcity breaker is, I guess, not comparing myself to others, not feeling as though I have to have, or that somebody's life is better, or, I guess that's my scarcity breaker, is like knowing that where I'm at this point in my life is good. I'm in a good place.
So
So
how do you maintain that feel like you know this is what are deal breakers, scarcity breakers for you, but what do you do when you feel like your energy begins to wobble?
It's funny. I practice this. I catch myself a lot because I meditate. So I count my blessings multiple times a day. So I think that's what catches me. I think about a week ago I did have an off day, and it was where I was mentally. I was
Mm.
tired. I hadn't been eating right. And so I was able to catch myself and realize that, because I wasn't treating my body well, that I was getting into this mental place where I was feeling a lack of, I don't even think I was feeling a lack of anything financial or anything like that, but I was just feeling kind of deflated a little bit. And once I
Mm.
realized that it was because I do practice I do try to practice very hard what I preach, that I was able to catch myself and like say, knock it off, Robin, just knock it off. You're good. Everything's good. You're fortunate. I was able to talk myself back. But that's practice, just like anything else we do in life, is being able to practice coaching yourself back to a good mental state.
Well, I'm my method is I put myself on a timeout. The only thing I don't do is sit on the step like I used to put my child, but I put my adult timeout when I start to get into a tizzy because I know I'm manufacturing negativity.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And what do you do, Rashida?
So what I actually do is I have to do a daily routine, a morning routine where I'll meditate for about 15-20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually do EFT tapping using I am
Mm-hmm.
statements.
Oh
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I'll do all the whole tapping,
Or
and
maybe
I'll
we
do
would do a
that.
tap in after you do your statement here.
Yeah, I'll do that with using my I am affirmation statements. So I'll do the I am affirmation statements. I am successful. And I'll say that 3 times. I am successful.
Oh, should we
I
do
am.
it with you?
Oh, absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right, you facilitate this, and I'm gonna tap with you.
Okay.
Yes, let's do
Okay,
So
that.
Robin?
so I usually
Yes,
I'll start up at my head and I'll say I am successful.
I am
I
successful.
am successful.
Right here, I'll go at the right where your pineal gland is. I am successful, and
I
I'll
am
kind of go
successful.
around. I am successful.
I am successful.
I am successful.
I am
I am
And
successful.
you're kind of going all around your eye area. And then I'll go underneath my nose. I am confident.
I am
I am
confident.
confident.
I am confident.
I am
I am
confident.
confident.
I am confident.
I am
I am
confident.
confident.
I am abundance is coming to me in all areas and shapes in my life.
Ooh,
This is
abundance is coming
Coming
into
to
my
me in
life.
all areas and shapes
It's
in
in
my life. Abundance is coming to me in all areas and shapes in my life. And then right here underneath your collarbone, I am rich. I am
rich.
I
I
am
am
rich.
rich.
And then right here, right between your sternum on your heart, on your breastbone, and I'll say, I am abundant.
I
I
am
am abundant. I am abundant. I am abundant. And then I actually go, so there's a spot that's right underneath your breastbone that you tap on. And it's probably kind of hard for me to do it right now, but well, for you guys to see. But if you tap underneath, right underneath your breastbone, and you say your affirmation, I stay in a state of gratitude. I stay in a state of gratitude. I stay in a state of gratitude. And when you're doing this tapping, and you want to go underneath your armpits. So right here underneath your armpit, there's a two little soft spots there, two tender spots there. If you tap underneath there,
Yeah.
my inner wealth comes from within. My inner wealth comes from within. My inner wealth comes from within. And then you could come back to the top. And if you want to, you can also end with, I am successful again. I am successful. I am successful. And so the I am statements are very, very powerful because you're stating what it is that you are currently until you believe it. And the EFT tapping gets it into your subconscious, right? So the EFT tapping gets it into your subconscious, and you're tapping all the meridian points inside of your on your body when you're tapping. So it's really, really key. And if you do this for 21 days, so not just
21 days straight.
21 days. So if you do it for 21 days and you do this tapping and you be just like very mindful, then you'll start to see your outer world would change what's going on inside your inner world, right? So that's why that inner wealth. So because like when you think of the word inner wealth, it means to go within inner and then wealth. So in order to get wealth, you have to go within yourself. You can't go external. It's not going to happen if you're trying to reach externally through jobs and stuff. It's not going to work that way. You have to go within in order to get your inner wealth, what's deserving to you, right? And so, and those are the things that that I definitely practice and love to share with people. It's funny. 2 weeks ago, I was in my car tapping because I tap when I drive.
How do you? Will you? Before I
I
forget,
drive with one hand and I tap.
and then people are looking at you at the stoplight.
I drive with one hand and I tap. And this lady blaring her horn at me, beep, beep, beep. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? And she rolls her window down. Are you EFT tapping? And I said, I am. And she was like, yes, yes, yes. Thank you for doing that, Wadi. She was like, that's amazing. And, and it made me feel good. I said, I'm doing something good. The universe just told me and just solidified through someone else that I'm doing good. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, this EFT tapping.
Yeah,
I love that.
I love that because no one can. If you think about this, no one could take your powers away unless you give it away.
Yes.
So, coming back to you, it's always about coming back. I call it coming back home to you. Oh, before I forget, Rashida, do you have something like that on paper somewhere, and then we could put it in the post so people can.
The EFT tapping?
Yes, what you just did. So in case
I
people
don't, but I could try to. I could definitely create something.
yes, if it's not too much trouble, I think and there's Michael Hewitt. Hope all's well. Oh, hell, we haven't heard from Michael in a long time. Rashida and Mr. Sanders, thank you so much. It's been a long time, Michael, since we've heard from you. But I'm so glad you're here with us. See, even people who join us to me, I consider that an abundance.
Yes.
So I'm always amazed as I listen to people how people actually attract scarcity to themselves and they don't even realize it.
Yes, they do. And I think once they get into that cycle, and I call that the negative cycle versus the positive cycle. Once they get into that cycle of feelings of lack or just feeling poor me, like you had said earlier, Helen, it's that you're scarce in every aspect of your life. Even if you have, you could be a billionaire and still feel scarcity.
Crap, yeah, you still can. So, anyways, so we are in the what I call meditation component, and if you're up to doing meditation, Robin,
Yes. So what time is it? So let's
it's
see.
7:22.
Yeah. So
And
I
in the
usually do.
meantime,
Yeah.
I want to thank Sheeda for joining us. I really hope you come back. I mean, we could go on and talk forever about all these various subjects.
Yes, we could.
Yes.
Thank
And
you guys for having me.
And Rashida, I'm so looking forward to the class that we signed up for. So we're going to see you the next 2 Tuesday nights.
Yes. And Rashida, you want to give yourself a plug what you're teaching?
Yeah, so I'm actually teaching financial stock class, a stock 101 class for anyone who's brand new to stocks.
Investment.
I feel like it is one of my one of the goals that Spirit really wants me to do is really be able to share and teach other women how to make their money work for them and how to bring that abundance in. And for so many years, I didn't understand stocks, and I knew this was the plug, and this was the one of the ways that I needed to learn. And finally, I took the time out and I just went and studied and took every class I could think of. And now I'm just here and I just want to share as much as I can with as many people on how to do this because a lot of people are scared. They don't know how to get started.
See, and that's, and people really do have the power to break scarcity. And by being frozen, let's say you're afraid you can't move ahead. I'll tell you, all it takes is one tiny little step. And you'd be so surprised how that will break that whole negativity cycle.
Yep. And also my trading is very energetic too, because if I have to make sure I'm in a good space. And when I'm looking for trades and when I'm doing trading and how I feel about the company and things like that. But I have to be in a good state of mind and a state of gratitude.
Yes.
I have to be in a state of gratitude.
Well, how about this, Rashida? If we get enough people interested, we could have this as a pay live stream course. What do you think about that? Because we could add the spiritual component, why we repel abundance, how do we actively live scarcity, and then recognize the patterns.
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
love to do that.
Yeah, definitely. If there's if there's an audience out there for it, I absolutely, again, I feel like this is one of the things that I am being led to do is really to teach other people how to get started and how to do this and not be scared,
That'd be
and not be
wonderful.
scared doing it because it's not fearful. The opposite of fear is basically embracing, and we need to learn how to embrace.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love that.
I really do. And I really,
Helen's getting
Excuse me.
choked up about this.
yeah, I know. Excuse me as I choke on my own spit, as that's what my son would say. Mom, you choking on your own spit? Yes, I am. So if you give us a thumbs up, we will make this happen as part of the Healing Place Energy School. It's about creating abundance, positive energy, being a magnet for all the things you want in your life.
I love
Thank
that.
you so much, Rashida.
I know. Thank you, Rashida. See you next week.
See you next week.
No
Bye,
problem.
honey.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, dear.
Okay, so let's do, because it's getting late. It is now 7:26. So let's do a nice short 10-minute grounding meditation. How does that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my Reiki healing, but you won't see me, but I'll be behind the scenes Reiki and everybody.
Okay, send it out, send it out. So everyone who's here, thank you for being here. And if you're sitting in a chair, put your feet firmly on the floor beneath you, with your arms resting, palms facing up in your lap. If you're listening to this lying down, put your arms down by your side with your palms facing up. And begin to notice your breathing. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. And begin to take in a deep inhale and exhale, which we will do 3 times. So let's begin. Inhale. Exhale. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. And inhale again. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. If it's comfortable for you, close your eyes. If not, just rest your eyes. Just gaze downward. Rest your eye muscles. Rest your forehead. Feel the temperature around your body. Do you notice a warm temperature, a cool temperature? Notice how it feels coming in and out of your nose. And feel the weight of your body. How are you feeling? Notice how you're feeling in your body. Notice your heart beating. I want you to envision yourself surrounded by a beautiful white golden light. You're in a bubble. This beautiful light is just holding you, keeping you safe. And just breathe into that beautiful light. This light is here to protect you. This is your personal space. I want you to always remember that this light is here around you, keeping you safe, helping to keep you in a positive mindset. Feel the energy around your body. Taking a nice deep inhale in and out. Relax your shoulders. Again, another nice deep inhale in and out. Relax your back. Now bring your attention to your feet and just start moving your ankles, wiggle your toes, and relax your feet. Bring your attention to the soles of your feet. And notice the energy in your legs. The energy is coming up your legs. And just notice your hips. And if you're lying down, just give your back and your hips a little wiggle. Same as if you're sitting in a chair, just start to move your back. Notice your breathing. And just shrug your shoulders up and then relax them. Look to the left. Look to the right. Look up. Look down. Wiggle your fingers. And then clasp your fingers together and just give your arms a stretch up. And come back to the room. And know that you are safe and protected and full of abundance and blessings.
Boy, I needed that.
Yes, I think people feel that they may need to spend an hour every day meditating, and that's great if you have the time. And time is, sometimes you can feel scarce and not have enough time in your schedule. So if you can't do an hour, try 30 minutes, do 10 minutes, anything just to recenter, check in on your energy, count your blessings, and be thankful for paying attention to yourself for just a short amount of time.
Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Please like, follow, subscribe, share our materials with anyone that you think would be helpful. And Robin and I are going to be away for the next 2 Tuesdays. I'm going to try to figure out how to do a rerun. We probably have done 40 of these shows.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to rerun a couple of them. That's okay
Yes.
with you.
Yes, we're going to go to a live class with Sheeda.
Yes. And if you are interested in learning about investment stocks, and you don't have to be a woman, we don't discriminate. Let us know. And Rashida is going to come back with some instructions on how to do that tapping. And if you tap long enough, your body is going to believe what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Another way to do check-in when you feel like you don't have enough, ask your soul, be in the quiet time, like what Robin just showed us. Ask yourself, is it really true that you don't have enough? Your soul will never lie to you. You might lie to your soul, but the soul never lies.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Robin, you want to sign off?
Thank you. And thank you, Helen. And don't forget to subscribe if you're down here listening.
Follow,
click the button.
Whatever that button is over there.
And reach out to us. You can always email us. So find the links below if you have questions.
All right, honey buns. Thank you so much.
Bye.
We'll see you soon.
You.
Bye-bye, hon.